What was like, studying elementary school in Taiwan?
Honestly, at the beginning, it was very stressful because I didn't speak Chinese when I first came here. I remember like crying every night coming back from school. Taiwan really changed my life. Not only because I speak Chinese now, when it comes to anything that I'm working on, I feel like that type of attitude, I got it from my Taiwanese upbringing. Hi everyone, my name is Oceana, 我叫小海, and I am from the States. And I'm currently back in Taiwan. I've been back here for almost 2 years now. My dad is American, my mom's Taiwanese, so I'm mixed racially. And I was born in the States. I grew up there until about 9 years old. And then I moved to Taiwan when I was 9. So I did study elementary school here. And then I went back to the States for high school and university. Right now I'm studying performing arts. I do like acting and stuff like that. Other than my school, I'm also doing, I film ads, like advertisements and stuff like that. Recently, I also competed in Miss Taiwan, the pageant, Taiwan 小姐.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be representing Taiwan at the Miss International competition. Actually, when I first moved to Taiwan, it was because my grandfather on my mother's side, he was ill. And my mom, she's the eldest in her family, so she wanted to come back to take care of her family.
Very Taiwanese.
Yeah, very Taiwanese.
Very Taiwanese.
Yeah. She had the responsibility, and so, but at the same time, she also wanted me to, get exposed to a half of me. Like I was never really exposed to Taiwanese culture when I was younger, and so she thought it was a great opportunity for me to get exposed to part of me.
What was like, studying elementary school in Taiwan?
Honestly, at the beginning, it was very stressful because I didn't speak Chinese when I first came here. I only spoke English. I remember like crying every night coming back from school. Yeah, every night I was crying. My mom was like, do you want to go back? Like, we can go back if this is really, if this is a big struggle for you, we can go back. But I guess I'm just, I tried to be as resilient as possible. So I tried to pick up Chinese, and there was a cultural shock other than language. I think like just the way we communicate, the way we interact with each other is different in Taiwan. And like I would say maybe overall Taiwanese people, they're a lot more reserved compared to North Americans. And they really, and I would say it's because they really care about what other people, like they don't want to hurt other people's feelings or whatnot. So when they speak, they really want to make sure like, I don't want to hurt you in any way. Well, okay, so when I was in elementary school, I actually never really went to Taipei. I mostly just stayed in Taichung. But currently I love Taipei. I think it's so convenient. Like the buses go everywhere. MRT is extremely convenient and punctual. Yeah. Like transportation is top tier. And in Taichung, you kind of need a car, and I didn't have a car when I was growing up. Yeah, or a motorcycle. Yeah. I've never been on a motorcycle.
Can you ride it? A scooter? No, never.
It's so scary. I've never been on it. I don't want to ever go on it.
After elementary school, so you study high school, back to the state?
Yeah.
So do you have any like reverse culture shock?
Yes, I did have a reverse culture shock. I kind of missed like most of elementary and middle school. And so when I went back, it was kind of like I missed a lot of social cues that maybe American students grew up with in middle school. And so, yeah, I had to like relearn a lot of things. Actually, the education is quite different. Yeah. In Taiwan, we focus a lot on discipline. Like we want students to like, I guess they just really focus a lot on discipline and being able to
follow the orders,
follow the rules, or like absorb content like at a fast pace, right? And so there's a lot of like memorization and whatnot. But in North America, I would say the education is a lot more like open discussion. And so sometimes like in high school especially, in class, like they would ask us to share our opinions, and I wasn't used to that. And so I was like, share my opinion. What do you say? Like, I don't want to say anything.
I don't have any opinion.
I don't have any opinion.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But so that was very difficult for me.
Once you tell them you have a half Taiwanese background, so what was their reaction?
They actually do know some stuff about Taiwan.
Like China things?
That's partially, but also like the first thing they usually mention is boba.
Oh, that is good.
Because North Americans, they love boba. I mean, the whole world loves boba, honestly.
Yeah, now I would say now. Yeah.
Yeah, now especially. Yeah, and boba's from Taichung, my hometown.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the States, it's kind of a melting pot, so people are very used to multicultural, like people with multicultural backgrounds. And so I think when they look at me, like some of them will probably think I'm just white.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then some
I don't
of them,
think so.
Really?
For me, I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Every time I ask someone, they always have different views. Like some people think, no, you're obviously mixed, and then some people think, no, you're pretty white. Like
for me, you're obviously mixed.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay. It also depends on the makeup, I think. When I look back on my childhood, I kind of feel that when I was a younger kid, I was kind of just a normal kid. But then moving to Taiwan, I started to really like care about my education, and I think that's kind of just the culture here. Like people really genuinely try very hard with their education, and so like that's why I say like Taiwan really changed my life. Not only because I speak Chinese now, and you know, my math is good because, you know,
it's
Taiwanese
a very
math,
stereotype. Yeah.
Very stereotypical, but it is true. Now I kind of, I have like that discipline as well. Like when it comes to anything that I'm working on, I try my best to, you know, really stay focused and have like a really like obvious goal that I work towards. And so I feel like that type of attitude, I got it from my Taiwanese upbringing.
You can talk about your experience in Canada. So why did you move to Canada again?
I went to the University of Toronto because I basically couldn't get into a better school in the States.
Oh, okay. Simple as that.
Right now, I personally think like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't define who you are at all.
Yeah.
But when I was in high school, I wanted to get into a high-ranking school. And so I couldn't get into the Ivy Leagues, and I applied to a lot of schools in Canada as well. And U of T was the highest-ranking school that I got into.
Okay. I'm also curious about, because you are multicultural, right? So do you think your personality is more like Taiwanese style, or?
Honestly, I would say it's half and half.
Really?
Yeah, because
like 50-50?
Yeah, pretty much, maybe.
Really?
I don't know if it's like
50 Taiwanese, 50 Canadian.
This half is Taiwanese, this half is.
Because everyone is different, but for you think it's 50-50.
I would say maybe, like roughly. I'm very outspoken, and so
I can tell. Yeah.
I'm very outspoken, and so maybe that's slightly more, you know, Western.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like I'm very 勤俭. I don't know how to.
勤俭. Wow, it's very hard to translate.
Yeah, like I'm very like 勤俭. But it's not just money though.
Yeah.
It's also like other aspects in life, right?
Like everything in life.
Yeah. So I would say that comes from more of like my Taiwanese side.
Usually, which language do you think in your head?
That's a good question. Actually, I think both.
Both.
I think
okay.
it depends on what I'm thinking
Which
about.
topic?
Yeah, like when it comes to numbers, I think in Chinese.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you're good in
Like
math.
math.
Oh, okay.
So like
okay,
when it comes to like numbers, I
Yeah.
think in Chinese.
Okay.
But then like maybe some stuff that are more like I don't think about it consciously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I think both languages,
Both
depending on
language.
what it is.
那你平常好在台湾做些什么？
我现在也是一个英文跟数学的家教，所以
数学家教
对，
哦，OK
英文跟数学
是那种
其实两个
online tutor 吗？
对，就 in person 跟 online 其实都有，所以我现在有一些学生就是要准备留学，或是准备就是考国外的学校，所以要准备 SAT 啊，就是这些大学入学考试。
你觉得跟台湾人交朋友啊，会不会比较不容易？对你来说？
因为我比较慢热，其实你可能看不出来，但是我是
目前为止看不出来有哪一个迹象有慢热的。
所以有时候我慢熟啊，别人也慢熟，变成我们到底什么时候要
到底什么时候会熟？
我就很想要跟他们讲话，然后但是我又不敢，然后他们也不敢，然后就大家都这样子。
你有跟台湾男生约会过吗？
没有。
啊，结束，这一段直接结束了。
其实我在台湾没有跟别人约会过，但是就是可能女性朋友聊感情这件事情的时候，台湾人的朋友跟同学他们在讲的时候，我听起来好像是他们可能如果有问题啊，或者是要跟双方讲什么一些感情上的问题，他们好像比较没有那么直接。
你有没有最喜欢的那个台湾的食物？
卤味。
卤味，好台湾。
对，很台哦。我超爱卤味的。回到北美的时候没有卤味嘛，所以我那时候就每天念。每天念，
你说念那个卤味就对了。哦，所以你在北美的时候，那个对你来说是家乡食物。
对。
美国食物呢，或者是你有那种在台湾你很想念的食物？
美国西岸有一间那个汉堡店叫 In-N-Out。
啊，我吃过。
真的？
对，我去过 San Diego 啊。我去过 Las Vegas。
在 Las Vegas 也有。我超爱 In-N-Out。
可是它的薯条偏软。
哦，好啦，但是我觉得很好吃。
对吧？我没记错，它偏软。
起司哎。
它有个 animal fries。
对，animal fries， 没错。
我就没有很喜欢那个 animal fries， 就还好。我比较喜欢 McDonald's， 比较 嫌弃哦，比较 crispy 啊。OK，
我没话说，我这无言了。
我觉得还好啊，
哪有？
汉堡不错。